Point a camera at the wrong cop, and one of these 3 phrases could land you in cuffs. Stick around for the next few minutes. I'm going to give you the exact words to keep recording legally and walk away without a criminal charge. Recording police is legal in all 50 states, but the wrong words can turn a First Amendment right into an obstruction arrest. The first mistaken phrase is, "Sorry, officer." I'm sorry, officer. No. Do not apologize to the officer. Saying sorry implies wrongdoing. An officer can easily spin it as an admission that you are interfering with the arrest, interfering with his job, making it unsafe, whatever. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry," you're going to say, "I'm documenting from a safe distance." That is what you're going to do. So what's going to end up happening is officers do not like being recorded. They do not, because it takes away their power to create the narrative through a police report. And even though we have body cameras, we have other things going on, they do not like being recorded by citizens. They just do not. That's just a fact. And I suspect most people wouldn't like to be recorded at their job. But the reality is officers don't like that. So typically they will back up, stop recording, anything they can to basically stop a person from recording. So you want to do a few different things. Number one, you want to record from a safe distance. Some states have laws where you have to be 10 feet away. Indiana has a law where, hey, you have to be 25 feet away if the officer asks. So if an officer asks you to back up, it's probably best simply to back up a little bit. We got some really cool cameras, and they're really capable of recording pretty good, even at far distances. So if an officer asks you to back up, I would advise backing up. Why take a chance of getting arrested because you don't want to back up a little bit? You can still record. Most of the laws, in order to be constitutional, typically an officer has to give you a warning. Hey, I need you to back up a little bit. And then you don't do it. Then they can arrest you for some sort of obstruction or interfering, but they have to give you a warning for it to be constitutional. And another component of this, you can't be in the way of an investigation. You can't be interfering with an officer's job. And then the officer safety, so much emphasis is placed on officer safety on the courts. You cannot be recording in a way that makes it unsafe for them. So just understand that interfering, being in the way, making it unsafe, these are all grounds for the officer to arrest you for some sort of obstruction charge. Phrase number 2, is it okay if I film? He don't want to ask you that. Why are you going to ask permission for a right bestowed upon you by the Constitution of the United States of America? That's ridiculous. And if you do that, it lets the officer think that you're an idiot, and he is going to be able to manipulate you into doing what he wants. Delete the film, take your phone from you, who knows? Get consent to do all these things. Do not ever ask to do a constitutional right. Instead, say, I'm in a public place exercising my First Amendment rights. So typically you want to be in a public place. That's going to be the easiest for you. Sidewalk, a lobby, a park. If you're in a private area, there's a business, you want permission from the business owner to be there, whether that's explicit permission or implied permission, you want to have permission. So this is typically something that happens to all of us. So like, get out of here. You can't record in here. I don't agree to be recorded. What? No, you're a police officer. You're a public official doing public job in public. I'm going to record you. Or you're doing a public job in private where I have access to be. I'm going to record you, and that's allowed. And what you want to do is have your phone out. You don't want to have a secret recording. There are a few states that are one-party consent, but usually the one-party consent is eliminated if you're recording a police officer and you're not trying to hide the camera. Hey, I'm recording you. So have your camera out. Don't try to hide it. It's not the business here. Phrase number 3, I know my rights. This is when you're back and forth yelling match with an officer. Don't say that. It doesn't help you to be in a yelling match with a police officer. On the street, the officer has a lot of authority to do things: arrest, charge, recommend charges, take you off the street, put you in a police car, put you in handcuffs, detain you. There's so much authority by a police officer in the street. Why would you say it? I know my rights. He either going to care about your rights or he's not. And by shouting, I know my rights, that's not going to do anything for you. So if an officer is coming up to you and getting in your face, I don't agree to be filmed. You can't film this area. I might have to seize your phone for evidence. Blah, 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 whatever he says to you. The only thing you should say directly to an officer in a situation like that, am I free to leave? And the answer is either yes or no. Some officers will be like, why are you being like that? I'm just trying to talk with you. No, stop. Am I free to leave? Keep repeating it. Because that's a powerful statement. Because if you're free to leave, then leave, or at least back up while filming, but disengage from that officer. If he tells you you're not free to leave, well, you're being detained. Maybe it's a Terry stop, maybe it's an arrest. You don't know. He probably won't know until you get to the station. You don't know what it is. So if he says you're not free to leave, okay. I plead the fifth. I want a lawyer. I do not consent to a search. And then you do not need to give them your passcode to your phone. Hopefully your phone footage is being backed up to the cloud. or something like that, because you may not see it again once to get that phone. So I'm going to take a real quick break right here. If you have enjoyed this and you want other similar type videos, please subscribe to my channel. We do lots of videos on just citizen rights, and I want to inform everybody because I love America. I want everyone to know their rights. I'm going to list those 3 phrases you don't want to say and what you want to say instead. Be sure to screenshot so you have those. Don't say, sorry, officer. Say, I'm vacuuming from a safe distance. Don't say, is it okay if I film? Say, I'm in a public place exercising my First Amendment right. Don't say, I know my rights. Say, am I free to leave? Listen, you do that, stay in a safe distance, and the officer tells you to get back farther, just do it. You do those rules, you're going to be able to record in public, and the officer's not going to have too much to say about it. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave me a comment. I love reading these comments. I will do my absolute best to respond to all comments, but I cannot promise that because there's got a lot of comments in some of these videos. If you are in Indiana in charge of the crime, give me a call, 317-632-3642. But most importantly, remember to always plead the fifth.